evening. I'm Steve,
I'm Kevin.
and welcome to another episode of The Last Podcast You'd Want. How we doing, everybody? More importantly, how we doing, Kevin?
Doing pretty good, doing pretty good. It's a nice bright day here in Texas. Super hot, but I'll get through it.
Super hot. So it is currently 10:26 in the morning for you. How hot is it outside right now?
87. But it will get up over into triple digits today.
Nice. I mean, that's not nice, but nice that you're still at a lower
Yeah.
temp. So we are here today. We're going to talk about a movie, the movie that was the title of the episode that you're listening to. But before that, we're going to get into some IMDb birthdays, and then we'll get into the top 6, and then we'll get into a bunch of good stuff. So Kevin, we are starting today's IMDb birthday of Saturday, June the 24th, with Mr. Ian Glenn. Ian spelled I-A-I-N. You are going to know him specifically from Game of Thrones as Jorah Mormont. I specifically know him from Titans as Bruce Wayne.
Oh, okay. Yes. I know him from Titans more than I know him from Game of Thrones.
Sure. There's been a bunch of other things that he's been in, because when I saw him, he's in the Resident Evil movies. He plays Dr. Isaacs.
He's up there. I'm gonna say 62.
Oh, ding, 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 ding. We are starting off the game.
Won't happen again, I guarantee it.
We're starting off the game good. You know what? I have her on here. Her face looks familiar. Miss Erin Moriarty. And you're going to know her as Annie January, also known as Starlight from The Boys.
Oh, okay. Starlight from The Boys. She's got to be high 20s, low 30s, maybe 31.
29. Celebrating a birthday today, Miss Mindy Kaling.
Yes, I know Mindy.
Kelly from The Office.
Kelly
I knew
Kapoor.
you'd get that because we were just talking about The Office. So
Yes. Oh man, how old is she now? Let's see. 49.
44. 49. Wow, you thought she's almost 50.
Yeah, because I couldn't remember how old she was in The Office compared to now.
All right, for our next birthday, Mr. Peter Weller. Your move, creep.
Man, he was just at Dallas Fan Expo where I was at.
It is crazy seeing how old he looks and now knowing how old he is.
Really? Let's see. He was probably in his early 20s in the 80s. 8, 9, 10, 3, 4, 3.
Carry the 4.
5, yeah. So I'm going to say 66.
By the square root of, add 10 to that.
Wow, really? Okay, 76.
He is 76 years old. My goodness.
He looked it.
How about Miss Iris West, Candace Patton?
Oh, man, I love her.
I didn't even see her the first time around. I just caught her this time.
Oh, really? Okay. Candace Patton. Man, I'm really gonna do her dirty too. Probably 33.
38. You did her very good.
Man, she looks amazing. I love her on The Flash.
You did her very good. She is 38. And I'm not gonna lie, other than that, I really don't know if you're gonna get anybody else. So that's gonna be our IMDb birthdays. Happy birthday to everybody celebrating a birthday today. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get into the top 6 in the box office. I have seen all but 2 of these movies. In number 6 with 6 million, that's very fitting. 6 million at number 6. The Blackening, coming in at number 5 with 11 million. The Little Mermaid, number 4 with 21 million. Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Number 3 is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse with 27 million. Number 2 is Elemental with 30 million. And coming in at number 1, the movie we are talking about today with $55 million, The Flash.
Yes. Not
Yes,
it's not doing quite as well in the box office as
as
they
they
were
had,
projecting.
but
I
it's
think
done
that
better. It's done better than Black Adam.
that's true. I think that I think Ezra Miller not being able to do promotions and stuff like that because of
Not
you.
being able to, or not wanting to, or
Yes, yes.
yes, all of the above. A little of column A, a
A
little of
little bit of
column
column
B.
B.
Now, when I went to the theater, I did a double feature. So before we get into the Flash, I did a double feature that day. I did The Blackening, and then I saw The Flash. If you have a chance to go see The Blackening, go watch it. If you like a cheesy, campy, yet like a good scare jump, fun. I enjoyed this movie so much. What I love even more is going on Twitter and seeing all of the white people complaining about it. Well, what about the whitening? The what? And
Oh,
everyone's
Jesus
like,
Christ.
everyone's like, yeah, that's like every movie that's been made.
Yeah. Come
Which
on,
I agree with.
guys.
No, the blackening is hilarious. The like I don't want to spoil nothing on it. But Jay Farrow is in it, and he's super funny for the time that he's in it. If you have a chance to go see it, go check it out. It looks super funny.
Yeah, the previews that I've seen from it
Well, it is super funny. It looks super
actually
funny.
looked
I fucking
hilarious.
saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it is hilarious.
it looked like a like your typical, I mean, not your typical black tropes, just blown up into a full range movie.
It's true. It's true. And I'm not gonna lie. I did feel uncomfortable at times laughing at the amount of times they use the N-word, but the context in which they're using it, I like it's Blazing Saddles. Like it's meant to be funny. Like
Yeah. He's
it's
funny.
is
He's
funny, but
funny.
that's funny. That's a callback. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out Back to the Retro Review so you can get that inside show. Is
He's
funny.
funny.
I went and saw The Flash. Um, I'm gonna go over real fast the trailers that we got for The Flash. Well, what I got for The Flash, I'm not sure what you got.
I honestly do not really remember the trailers. I remember one or two.
That's fine. They're all movies that we've talked about. They're movies that are about to, if not already, come out. Like No
Right.
Hard Feelings that actually came out yesterday. So No Hard Feelings, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, The
I got
Last
that
Voyage
one.
of the Demeter, which I am very excited for. It's a vampire movie on a boat.
Okay. Oh no, I did see that. That did look really
That looks really
badass.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oppenheimer, which I have seen on every
Yeah.
goddamn movie,
I'm,
except The Blackening. Oppenheimer did not play on the
yeah, I wonder
Blackening.
why.
Mission Impossible, Barbie, The Meg 2, and Blue Beetle. Of those, I already have my ticket to Indiana Jones. I'm very excited for The Meg 2, and I'm very excited for Blue Beetle. I
Yeah.
love the kid that they have playing Beetle. I
Mhm.
like Cobra Kai. I haven't seen the new season yet, just because I have a lot I'm doing. But are you excited for Blue Beetle? I know
Oh
you're a
my
DC
god.
guy.
I am, and I now that you mentioned some of those trailers, I did get some of those as well. I am super excited for Blue Beetle. Because he's one of those characters that you only see like in a cartoon, um, once every 3 or 4 episodes. It's not one of those main characters, and I'm glad that they're bringing these characters to the forefront. I'm super excited about it. Blue Beetle itself is an interesting character to begin with. So, yes, I'm excited about the Meg. Who don't love a good cheesy ass shark movie? Um, the vampire on the boat one. I also got a trailer for the new Mission Impossible.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I also had that. The which they are straight saying is like a part one. God bless you,
Thank
Kazoontai.
you, thank you.
For those of you listening on audio, Kevin was nice enough to mute his mic when he sneezed. Uh, yeah, The Mission Impossible is Mission Impossible, and
Yeah.
the producers literally just came out and said these next two movies we're doing, it's not the end. We are going to
Oh,
continue to
Jesus
do.
Christ.
They said we are going to continue to do Mission Impossible movies until people lose interest.
So Fast X.
You know, but you have to understand this is far past Fast X because the first Mission Impossible movie came out when I was in high school.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree
And
because
we are now in 2023 and they are still Kevin, Tom Cruise is going to be making Mission Impossible movies basically until he can no longer act, and then
that's
I'm sure
true.
he is going to pass the torch to like Justin Long, who knows.
Justin Long. No, they'll pass it on to John Krasinski. Yeah, why not?
Sure, Henry Cavill.
There you go.
Well,
Henry
did
Cavill.
they kill? Wait. So had Cavill's already been in? Fair fun fact: Cavill's already been in Mission
Oh,
Impossible.
that's true. Yeah. Yeah.
Was he? I forget. Was he a bad guy or is he a
He was
good
a bad
guy?
guy. He was a bad guy. He
Okay.
had a must. I think he had.
He did have a mustache
Yeah,
that
he had a mustache.
they had to spend so much money digitally altering out of Justice, out of
Yeah.
Dawn of Justice.
Yes.
My God. Let's get into the Flash though. I walking into this movie, what were you expecting? Let's let you take the lead on this
Okay.
one to start, because you are more the DC guy, I am more the
Correct.
Marvel guy.
Walking into this movie, I was expecting this movie to transform the DC universe into what it will be going forward. However, it did not really do that. It was basically a standalone movie that may have changed some things for this universe, but it
I'd say it changes it. I'd say the actions that happen in this movie alter what we're looking at in what is going to be James Gunn's DCU.
I think it's going to be a completely different universe when James Gunn starts his DCU. I really do. Because there's no way that they can carry over some of these people, some of these things.
And with that, we are going to be talking in full spoilers of The Flash. It has been out long enough. Um, I'm going to start by saying the director has come out and stated the CGI is not supposed to look that good. That's what you say when you know it's trash and you're trying to cover up
I
your fuck up.
I will say the CGI was definitely not up to par.
Was garbage.
Yeah, it was not. It was 19 late 1990s CGI or early 2000 CGI. It
And
looked like.
and here's the thing. Here's the thing. For me, didn't take away from the movie.
No, 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 no. It didn't because I
It didn't.
enjoyed the story.
It's so ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. It makes me laugh. So the opening of the movie is this hospital imploding, falling. It tilts 12 babies, a woman, and a safety dog fall out of a window. Now I understand what they were trying to do, but I don't want to be biased, but we are never going to top Quicksilver, Time in a Bottle, Days of Futures Past. When it comes to fast running around everything else that's standing still and having music playing, that is the for me
Mhm.
personally, the be all end all of time travel. And do you know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about? Have you seen Days of Futures
I
Past?
I I will admit to seeing that. Yes.
They tried to recreate it in Apocalypse with I want to say like an Annie Lennox song or a Pat Benatar
Hmm.
song, and it didn't translate. It didn't do as well in the second one with Quicksilver, and now they're doing this with Flash, and it's a great opening scene. People are going nut shit bat crazy online about him putting a baby in a microwave. Ladies and gentlemen, the microwave wasn't plugged in. There was no
Exactly.
power to the microwave. Yet when it gets down to the bottom, it still goes
Ding.
ding.
Old school timer. Old school
Old school
timer.
timer.
Old
That's
school
right. That's
timer.
right.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
an old school remote control. You know, it's
Yeah.
just
Or
telling
egg
the
timer. Egg timer type deal. Yeah. No. I enjoyed that scene for what it was. I thought it was funny, but it to me it set up what this movie was kind of gonna be throughout the whole thing.
Yes.
The dog falling, the look on the with the tongue just hanging out was freaking hilarious to me. I love how the fact that he kind of explained why he couldn't just grab a baby, and he had to like do certain things to
I
get
very
it
much
safely.
I yeah, all of that. Sorry, I like how they actually like his metabolism. Like
Hmm.
I'm running low on energy. If I'm not feeling well, I cannot run fast. And the scene where he sees the baby, and then he then he goes past and he punches the vending machine to eat the chocolate, and he's like, "All right, now we
Right,
could
time to
do it."
go.
But yeah,
Yeah.
it's I love just the tapping, the moving. They basically have him do it in Justice League,
Hmm.
in the fight scene where he's running up and he like taps the thing for Diane, and then he does the other thing. Like it's very well done. I for me, I Ezra Miller is a great Barry Allen.
I liked him as Barry Allen. I really
Gr-
did.
Grant is a better Barry Allen.
That I agree with as well. uh, you're not going to get much argument from me on it. Like I said, Ezra Miller is a really good Barry Allen. Grant's a better one, but it's a different universe.
It is a different
So it's a
universe.
different universe.
Um, I think that this take on Flashpoint is very interesting. I like the way it's done. No Superman, Supergirl. So we start the movie with Ben Affleck, and when Barry realizes that he can run back in time, Bruce right away is like, "Don't just don't do
Yeah,
it.
butterfly
Just
effect.
yeah."
Yeah.
And he goes, "No, I understand the butterfly effect, but if I just do one thing, like it's not gonna like I can save it. I can go back and save your parents."
Hmm.
And it's so funny because you could just see Bruce just be you could just see him just be like nothing's gonna help. Nothing's
Exactly.
gonna change. But
And
he's pretty much like someone looking at a bullheaded Triple H. Like you're gonna do what you want to do regardless of what I
right.
say. So
But I also like the fact that he went back in time and he didn't make it to the point where he was actually going. He got knocked off course and put
so so he goes
into a
back.
certain time.
Sure. So let's get into that. So the whole point of the story is the mom forgets a can of tomatoes at the
Mhm.
store. The father has to go, and here's the great thing: they still haven't told us who killed Barry's mom.
That's true.
They still haven't told us who killed Barry's mom. Um, Barry goes back in time. Sorry, my
Mhm.
mind is going a million miles a minute. Barry goes back in time, takes the can of tomatoes, puts it in the cart, starts to go back. As he's going back to where he was, he sees, and I think that's why he's like starts slowing down. He sees his life coming back with
Mhm.
his mom alive and everything that he missed. And from that, what I'm not gonna lie, I thought was Reverse Flash. I
It's the
thought for
dark flash, yeah.
yeah, I for from the well, technically it is Dark Flash.
Mhm.
This is a very spoiler alert because we're getting into it. It is technically a variation of the Flash,
Mhm.
which I do like for the first villain. I'm not gonna lie, I hope we get more Flash movies because there are so many great Flash villains
Oh,
that I
like
want to see on the big screen.
yeah, I
Like
wanna see a Captain Cold. I wanna see I want to see a
I want to
turtle.
I
I
want to
wanna
see
see a turtle.
I want to see a General Grodd.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to see, and they've mentioned, and that's the thing is they've mentioned Grodd. They've already
Mhm.
mentioned Grodd in the DCU. I
Peacemaker, I think, yeah.
Yeah, I want to say they mention it.
Maybe Suicide Squad, something like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's what do one of those they mention it, but there are so many good villains I want to see on the big screen, which we've already seen. Now, here's what I want: we've already seen him in Suicide Squad. Take
Mhm.
the same actor, bring him over to Flash. Give me a full Captain Boomerang story.
Yes.
Give me a full. I just watched Kaleidoscope on Netflix, and the dude that plays Boomerang is in that, and I loved it. I love Boomerang. Like Boomerang's
It
my
would have to
favorite
be a
type.
prequel though, because Boomerang's dead now. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, because that is the James Gunn fucking DCU.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Don't even get me started on the Suicide Squad. So Barry gets knocked off to somewhere in the mid 90s, is it?
Yeah. Somewhere around there, yeah.
The late 90s, something like that. No, it's not the 90s, it's the thousands, because it's when the Superman attack
Two
happens.
oh
It's
yeah,
when it's
2006, I think? I don't
it
remember.
who knows, who knows,
Yeah.
we've only seen it in the theater once.
Yeah.
But he gets knocked back to a point where he's not supposed to belong.
Mhm.
and
Before he actually gets his powers.
and much like Eric Stoltz in Back to the Future, it's a completely different timeline.
Yes, yes, it really is because now Eric Stoltz is in Back to the Future,
now
all
now
3
eric
movies.
now eric Stoltz is Marty McFly.
Yes. I love this running joke throughout this movie. Freaking hilarious. I got mad. I honestly got mad at it. I'm not gonna lie. In theaters, I'm like, no effing way. I don't like that at all. It-
Now here's the thing, I'm the complete opposite. I loved it. And here's the other thing, I I know that I always, the way that I put it is, my brain is wired much differently than the average human.
Mhm,
So, like, some people remember historical dates, some people remember mathematical equations, shit like that. My brain is just wrestling in movies. So I, of course, know that Eric Stoltz was supposed to play Marty McFly. They started filming with it, all that shit.
mhm.
I don't
So,
know if I was the only person in that theater that knew that fact,
uh,
because when they said that, I was the only person that laughed. It was about a damn near
oh,
sold out theater.
I
And I was,
laughed. It was funny, and then I got mad at it because they kept running with it, and I'm like,
because
no,
they
no, no,
kept,
no.
well,
Well,
and the best thing is then they do a bit where they name other movies, like other famous movies, and they're like, this actor, this actor, this, and
mhm.
you're just, and they're just, I want to say they did that, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But
But going Back to the Future thing, they actually showed a dude with an Eric Stoltz Back to the Future tattoo on their leg. Oh, but fun fact, fun. Eric Stoltz still is in Back to the Future. Eric Stoltz is still in Back to the Future.
where?
This the scene where Marty McFly punches Biff in the diner. That's Eric Stoltz's hand. That's
Yeah.
that is one scene to where it is stated that they did not refilm that.
That's funny. That's
Uh,
funny. Completely unrelated. I saw the other day the original sheet of who Quentin Tarantino, of who he wanted everyone to play in the movie. There were
mhm.
two actors that he wanted to play the role that Eric Stoltz got, and it was
Okay.
Eric Stoltz and John Cusack. Now
John
imagine
Cusack.
John Cusack as the drug dealer in Pulp Fiction.
That would be weird.
Stoltz is
Yeah.
perfect. Like,
Yeah.
you, dude, the sheet. I wish I had saved the sheet. The sheet is amazing. But let's go beyond that.
Yeah.
Back
Yeah.
to Flash. Because we're just. I don't
Yeah.
want to trail too much.
We pointed the hell out of this already. So.
So Bruce Wayne is no longer Ben Affleck. It's now Michael Keaton, in
Mm-hmm.
which we get Keaton in the full, like, just Bruce Wayne Keaton story timeline. He's an
I'm
old man, no longer Batman.
I am not gonna lie. I was like grabbing my wife's arm throughout the whole Batcave when they first showed the Batcave. My heart was pumping. They were playing the '89 theme. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And when he pulled the to reveal the Batmobile, I was like, yes. I wish they would have used it.
Dude, I It's so good. We never really get into why he stops being Batman,
He said the
but
city don't need him anymore, which was weird.
yeah, I did. There's got to be more to it than that.
Yeah,
Like, there has to be a factor of why.
yeah.
Um, we get them going to find who. Okay, now here's the great thing. There's another Barry. He ends up being just the most klutziest fucking idiot in the world.
An annoying. I guess he's 18. Did he say he
I
was?
love I love how he's just like, I get how one Barry's like, I get it.
I get
I
it.
I get it with everyone else now.
Yeah.
Um
Unfocused type, just a young kid
yeah, just a
who's
young
unfocused,
teenager
yeah.
who's just enjoying life and just being an idiot. Um, and with that, at one point, Barry from the future ends up losing his powers, and Barry from that point gets them,
Mm-hmm.
and there's just craziness with that. Um, I love the bit where he's like, "Well, let's get Arthur. Let's get Arthur." He goes,
Mm.
"Hi, can I speak to Arthur Curry?" And it's Boba Fett, but he's like, "My dog," and then it just shows the dog, and he's like, "Did you not marry like the Queen of Atlantis?"
And it shows some big.
Just some big redheaded lady
Yeah.
on a couch eating like bonbons. He's like, "No."
Nope.
And then he fucked up the whole timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman's not there. Superman's not around.
Mm-hmm.
Aquaman was never born. So they go to find Clark, and they end up
Cyborg is still a kid, a teenager
yeah, yeah.
playing football.
Um so none of the Justice League is around, and they end up going to find Clark, and they end up finding Kara.
Mm-hmm.
Uh which I loved. This rendition of
Oh,
Kara Zor-El,
I
I
loved it.
really digged it. I really digged. I thought it was really well done. Um, there's lots of great fights. Michael Shannon coming back as Zod
Mm-hmm.
was amazing. What else would you?
No, no, it was great. I love the fact that the fight scene where they finally get Kara out into the open, and it's like Bruce already knew she was there. Bruce already knew she was there because he knew what was going on because he had his back to her, and Barry's like, "What do we do now?" And Bruce has his hands up like this because there's guns on him, and he's like, "We try not to die." And he goes like this, and you see her floating in the
What?
air, soaking up the sun, and just she takes out
And
everybody.
it's great because he goes, we try not to die, and then you hear the Russian soldiers yell, and you hear the guns go off, but then the bullets go flying past them up into the sky.
Yeah. Oh, it was
It
great.
was great.
It was
Um,
so good, and I like the fact that she didn't trust humans at first. She didn't totally trust anybody, and until
Barry gave himself up essentially.
yeah, yeah.
Now we get into the final fight in which Kara dies
Mm-hmm.
and Bruce dies.
Yep.
Bruce sacrifices himself essentially,
Yes.
and
Because
young
Bruce said that timelines are like spaghetti. Some of them are like straight lines until somebody messes with them, and then he just dumps a whole thing of noodles into a bowl. He says, but there are cross sections that are fixed moments in time that cannot be changed.
yeah, there are intersections that cannot be changed,
Mm-hmm.
and at one point Kara realizes that humans are pretty decent, and Barry from the future realizes that he can get his powers back by kind of recreating it. He ends
Mm-hmm.
up getting his powers back. So for this final fight, we have two Flashes. We got Batman, Supergirl. Flash, from the current point that they are at, thinks that he can go back and change the timeline and save them,
Mm-hmm.
and ends up going back so much that we find out that this dark Flash that has been attacking Barry the whole time is Barry. It's
Mm-hmm.
himself from that fixed point, doing it so many times and getting so much chunked into him
Yes.
that we then get Barry. We get all of these separate, and this right here is my favorite part of the movie. We get all of these separate universes
Oh, coming in
coming in and just
is they're coming
implode
into the Speed Force and imploding into themselves
imploding
into
into
this.
themselves.
Yeah.
And the first one we see is George Reeves Superman,
But
and
that made me smile for sure.
and Jay Garrett's Flash,
Mhm. Yeah,
which I
that one was really cool.
which was super fucking cool. We get Christopher Reeves Superman and the original Supergirl.
Mhm.
I don't remember her name.
I can't remember her name either, which is horrible.
Now,
Uh,
here's my favorite one. And I knew from the moment the crowd, I remember things, I know things. When I saw the scene, there was no reaction from the crowd until the reveal. We see a giant spider fighting Superman. You see the cape, you see Superman flying, you see the fighting, you see him doing this. The moment I see the spider, I start laughing because I don't need the reveal. I know who Superman is. I know this because I know the story. If you ever, if you haven't seen An Evening with Kevin Smith, Evening Harder, or just An Evening with Kevin Smith, go watch it and you will get the full story behind this. We get the full reveal. Nick Cage as
Nick
Spider-Man,
Cage,
or
the Nick Cage
Nick Cage
Superman.
as Superman.
Yeah.
And the crowd erupts with applause. And this is the funniest thing for me is the crowd erupts with applause for Nick Cage, and then it shows Christopher Reeves again, and one person in the audience was like, "Woo!" But oh yeah, now we can randomly applaud for people.
Yeah. And
Nick
then
Cage,
it did have a brief, quick
Adam
Adam
West.
West.
It
Adam
did.
West,
It
yeah.
did have a quick Adam West Batman, but it
Mhm.
wasn't even like him looking. It was him like riding a bike. I want to
Yeah,
say,
yeah, it was him and Robin, I believe, on a bike or something. It was so quick you couldn't even almost really make it out
which really
from.
bummed me out
Yeah,
because I think Adam West should have gotten the same acclaim that Christopher Reeves got.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Because me
Or at
hands
least
down,
a Nick Cage, since there wasn't even really that movie.
no kidding. But it's all of these separate multiverses. It's all these separate universes
Mhm.
imploding on each other, and Barry realizes that he needs to go back. He needs to change what he did. And as someone who just went past his mom being gone for 20 years, the scene he goes back to take the can of tomato
Oh,
sauce out, the moment he started, and I'm just like, it's gonna be me, just I'm just being honest, it's gonna be me fighting tears even thinking about it. Just him talking to his mom, I just lost it. I
oh yeah.
started I started crying. And it's me like having people like a seat away. Like there's me an empty seat and then someone.
Mhm.
And when it comes to crying in theaters, like I'll just start bawling and I have to fight it back because I'm a big sobber. I'm a big
Mhm. Oh, I'm not gonna
like
lie, I
I
had a big lump in my throat and I was fighting back tears as
oh no,
well.
I was crying. No,
Yeah.
there I was not fighting. Like tears were flowing. Like I was wearing my glasses and I'm happy I wasn't wearing my contacts because
Got you. Yeah.
oh boy. He fixes it. He goes back. And this is my second favorite moment of the film. We're ending. They go to court. And now
He
I don't
rearranged the cans, if I'm not mistaken.
no,
He
but
had
here's the thing is I don't remember him doing that. He
I
just
think I
goes and
looked at a
he puts the can back on the shelf where it was.
I
If they
yeah,
had
but
had a
then he went back to his mom, and then he came back, and I remember for some reason it was like he kind of looked and made a quick little smile, and then it cut. Like it wasn't enough to really
it should have
save.
shown the flash. It should have shown the quick flash.
Yeah,
Like it should have
yeah.
shown a because then what happens is they go to court and the whole point is the footage of where the can is. The dad looks down, he never looks up. Barry apparently switches the cans from the middle shelf to the top because when they're in court,
Mhm,
they show a video of the dad looking up at a can and grabbing it. And Ron Livingston is set free,
mhm.
and Barry gets his father back, which is what does happen in the comics. Like I'm
Yep.
happy that happens. He goes outside. He looks at his phone. It's a call from Bruce Wayne. Uh, he goes, "Oh, Bruce, great, you're here," and yeah, right around the corner, about to pull up. And I don't know about you. I don't know about you. I heard that voice, and I right away went, "That's not Ben Affleck."
I didn't totally put it together, but it didn't sound right. But at the same time, I'm thinking, well, it's on a phone, so it
Oh,
could
I
be.
I right off the bat was like, "That's not Ben Affleck."
Did you know who it was though?
Yes and no, because I had heard that he might be appearing.
Okay. See, I did not. And if I did, I completely forgot about it.
And this crowd appears, and then it separates, and it's not Ben Affleck. Who is it, Kevin?
George Clooney.
George Clooney. Oh my God. I'm going to tell you right now, if Val Kilmer were not sick, he probably would have appeared in this
Oh
as
yeah, definitely. Because
well.
let's face it, Val was a better Batman than George.
I enjoyed George. Um, but that's the Flash.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it so much. Kevin,
Hmm.
as we come to a close, talking here, where can people find you? What do you got going on?
You can find me at Back to the Retro Review, where I review movies from the 80s and 90s. You could also find me on the Mod Squad, where we have a horror show, a wrestling show featuring this guy right here as well, a gamer show, a movie talk show, and we go live every Saturday night with a giveaway.
That's right, live from the mod. It's Saturday night. So if you're listening to this right now, by the time you listen to it, it'll probably be too late, but there is a live tonight.
There is
Um,
our 500 subscriber giveaway.
that's
Big
right.
giveaways tonight. Big
Check them out.
giveaways.
Check them out regardless. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been another episode of the last podcast you'd want. Thank you all for listening. And until next time, tip the veal, try the staff. We'll see you then.